Thank you guys for hopping on this Tuesday workshop with us. Today is a little bit different than we normally do. Normally, we go over different features inside the software and try to help with any troubleshooting issues. But this time, we wanted to switch it up and bring on a guest speaker that knows the software more than probably anyone out there, but also the fact that he's definitely well known in the AI world, the marketing world, and automation. So today's guest is someone who truly lives and breathes marketing excellence. He is the founder and host of the Marketing Show, which is a show dedicated to online marketing, AI, and marketing automation, primarily on the high-level platform. He is one of the high-level top affiliates, recently awarded the Gold Affiliatenaire Award, which is pretty incredible. He's also a formal ClickFunnels Dream Car winner, specialty coach for Josh Nelson at the Seven Figure Agency. After a decade, in fact, I think that's how you met Mr. Powell, right?
That's right.
And then after a decade as a software engineer, he transitioned to a full-time entrepreneurship where he teaches others the power of marketing automation. He resides in Utah with his wife and 5 kids, where they enjoy hiking, rec league sports, and skiing and snowboarding as a family. Please join me in welcoming James Hurst. Thank you, James.
That's really nice of you. Thank you. So yeah, like he was saying, I kind of have a software development background, and I don't know how, maybe show of hands, how many of you guys have done any coding? It's really, really cool, but sometimes you can get really lost in the weeds, and like sometimes it's nice to come up a level and let someone else do the coding. And I much prefer dragging around the automations, right, in the software, and like maybe using Zapier. I don't know if you guys have covered Zapier or Make.com, for example. And now with AI coming on the scene, today I wanted to talk a little bit more about custom GPTs, how you can use these in various ways in your workflows and in what you're doing, whether it's composing emails. You guys mentioned you had a lesson on AI voice. There's actually a custom GPT that can help you spit out the prompts for your AI voice. So with that being said, I had the software background, and then kind of ClickFunnels came on the scene. I was like, that's how you make money online. It was the first, I had used WordPress, but I was like, this is how you connect Stripe and actually take orders and make products. And it was like, wow, this making money online thing is super exciting, right? And
Yes.
Getting those Stripe notifications. And that was kind of I got reintroduced, back into the world of making money online. And, at one point I kind of had the thought that maybe the easiest way to make money online is to help offline businesses get customers, get leads, sales. You use, at the end of the day, online marketing. Yes, it's nice. You can work from home, you can work from anywhere, but you're really helping to facilitate the everyday transactions. A plumber coming to your house, right? Or you could sell e-com, physical products, lots of different things like that. There's a lot of different disciplines, right, within this space. And it's you have to find a balance between not chasing every new thing, but that's also part of the fun of it. And also not getting left behind. I think that, getting distracted by AI is a possibility, but I think that you would be foolhardy not to know its capabilities. And so that's what we're going to dive in today. Should I go ahead and just share my screen then and jump right in?
Go right ahead.
So let me find the right screen here. Let me see if I can move. Okay. So I can actually kind of, we can take this a couple different directions, but based on how it will be most valuable to you guys. But how many of you, I'm sure you've played in here with ChatGPT, right? I'm guessing. And super powerful. It's great. It's actually kind of got memory now. There's the free version. You can see I'm on the plus version. But I started hearing, oh, my GPT can do this. My GPT can do that. I made a custom GPT to do this. I made a custom GPT to do that. And I was like, okay, so when I come to ChatGPT right here, I just like anybody else, I could say, tell me the top 5 restaurants in Florida. Okay, I spelled it wrong. Like anybody could come in here and ask this generic question. Well, with a custom GPT, the idea is I want this thing to be powered by AI. Okay, I want this thing to be powered by AI, but I want to give it different inputs. Okay, so I want to give it different inputs, and so I started once I caught the vision of what a GPT could be, I started thinking of different ones that I could make and where they make sense. Okay, and so again, let me talk about the framework. The framework is I want AI to do something for me. It's something I will do multiple times in a repeated fashion. But I'm going to seed something. I'm going to seed it with some variables, whatever those might be. Then I'm going to have AI work on those and then spit out a similar but a different output every single time. Okay, and so these are the GPTs that I've personally worked on. And you guys tell me which ones, either in the chat or out loud, I guess, whatever is best, which one you think would be interesting to go a little bit deeper into. So this one, the first one, is a privacy policy generator. Okay, if you're in the software, you're making a privacy policy, trying to get A2P verified, for example, you know that before you can get A2P verified, you got to have a privacy policy. Well, they all kind of look very similar, right? They're going to say, this is our privacy policy, this and this. What would be different about a privacy? What are the few things that are different from privacy policy to privacy policy for different businesses? Any idea?
I guess what information that you're taking from the customer and how you're going to talk to them as well.
Yeah. So I think at a minimum, I was thinking, you know how so basically like maybe I would need my business name, right?
Yeah.
This is the privacy policy for Hurst Enterprises, the marketing show, or OverPower Marketing, right? And then like the website, right? And then maybe like you don't at the very bottom, don't they always have like contact us for support at overpowermarketing.com, whatever it is, themarketingshow.com. So you can see by and large, right? Most privacy policies are going to be very, very similar. And you could say, well, maybe if I'm in Europe, I need GDPR. Maybe I need a little GDPR section. So I'm thinking this is a good little use case. I can make my own little privacy policy generator. So I want it to ask me my name, ask me my support email, ask me my website, and then boom, it'll spit out privacy policy. Okay, I'll just leave that one for now for that. We talked about voice AI prompting. Okay, this was put out by Patrick Friedel. High Level Freaks is the name of his thing. And so again, he has essentially programmed, he knows the format of what makes a good prompt. He's done the work behind the scenes. And so I can just come here and I'm just going to say start. I'll just say start. Okay, I'm a voice AI prompter built by Pat Friedel and Alec from High Level Freaks. What's the business website you want this AI to represent? Okay, well, let's do the marketing show. Okay. And, maybe it's smart enough to go and crawl the website and look for some stuff or any of the capabilities of AI. So I can interact now. The GPT knows what kind of information it needs to collect. And it could do image generation. It could do a variety of things, but it knows, and it's going to prompt you, what's the company name? The Marketing Show. So when this is done, and I'm happy to share this. This is a public link. I think you have to be on a plus plan potentially to use it. There's the phone number, right? So let's do that. Are we grasping like the general concept of of what we're doing. So basically, maybe in people's own words in the chat, how would you describe now what a custom GPT is? And maybe one person could raise their hand and share out loud. What can you do with a custom GPT? Okay, Mustafa?
Well, I think a custom GPT can be trained on your own personality style so that you have the accurate branding or the accurate voice throughout all of your digital platforms or your digital conversations.
Yes. So I'm going to show you behind the scenes of how to make these, and you don't have to be a coder to make your own custom GPT. So yeah, it's basically a way to, it's like your own little personalized program that does a little functionality in a repeated fashion. You put in certain variables in the front, and then it spits out the result in the output. Okay, so company email, james@themarketingshow.com, and then let's do that. 1388 North University Avenue, Provo, Utah. Oh, look at that. Smart enough to do a little address validation.
That's awesome.
Maybe that was AI, maybe that, I don't know, but okay. Company hour, it's asking me questions about my availability for the voice, the AI. I'm just going to grab this here. Now this alone can save, will be saving you hours to,
Yes, very much so.
Right? What service does the marketing show offer? Consulting and snapshots and let's see here, support. Let's just say the service, United States, $200. Any special discounts? No. Last one for this step. So now it's going to do
Confirmation
step. Yes.
So basically, it does like the opposite of what normal people would use ChatGPT for. Basically, instead of you asking ChatGPT the questions, it's going to ask you the question that you designed to ask.
Yes.
Same thing like I see you have like a quote maker as well. So you could customize something that works for your business and ask the questions that you need to know that anyone in the office can use now to build a quote for any client out there. So it doesn't have to be you every single time.
Yes. In this example, I was actually working on image generation. So my idea was, can I put a bunch of, how would you call it? Motivational quotes, and then have it put a different kind of quote. And then could I have it spit out and make my own quotes? And that some of these are work in progress. Let's see here. I'm just going to say no. I'm trying to get through this so you guys can see the output. The powerful thing will be when we actually come in here and start to make our own. Yes, skip. I just want to see. I just want to see.
It's very thorough.
Yeah, very thorough, right? In fact, that's a cool thing about it, is that you can start with something. This is actually more realistic, is you start with your general idea. Then as you use it, you think, okay, no, I don't want to do it that way again. Come back and you're always kind of constantly tweaking the GPT.
Last question. For this step.
For this step, I know. Look at that.
Wow.
So you literally would take these, copy and paste them right into the software, and you could be testing those first phone calls right away. Isn't that something?
Yeah. It even gives you the format too. So if you don't want to like go through that whole process again, now you could just plug and play in the spots that you need to update.
We could, yeah. And see, it knows that you can only have 2,000 words max, so it's just done a lot of the heavy lifting for you here.
That's awesome.
So those guys are really sharp, and they made this. I can't. This is a public. It's a public GPT. And let me go ahead and before I forget, let me get you guys the link, and just put this in the show notes if you wanted. But
sure,
I'll put this here in the chat so you could give this a try for yourself. Kind of dovetails there with the previous training on voice AI. But let's talk about this one. Here's another, just a completely different use case. Okay. So for me, I have my YouTube channel, The Marketing Show. And sometimes I've made the video, but now I've got to compose an email to try to persuade people to come check out my video. So what I call this is YouTube transcript to email. Okay. There's my wife. And what I did was, this is pretty cool, I think. So I'm going to come out to my YouTube channel. If you guys want to check out my channel. It's The Marketing Show. So here's a video here, right? And I'm going to just say get started. Start. It's expecting the URL of the video. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and get the URL of the video and give it to it. What else does it want? Okay, it wants a transcript. So if it knows like the video name, now I can give it a transcript. It can kind of take all that information, chew on it, and spit out an email. Okay, is everybody following along?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Right. All right, so I'm going to do show transcript here. And you guys, Zoom recordings, how, it's ChatGPT, AI is good at like taking a bunch of text and summarizing it, using it. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to I'm going to toggle the top timestamps. I'm going to select all of that text. And then I'm going to let ChatGPT figure out what I was talking about and compose an email of why someone should come, watch this video. Okay, so there it is. I'm just going to paste that text there, and now it's going to start spitting out this custom email. Now, this took me a while, right, to play with and tweak, but this you could paste right into the software, OverPower, right? So look at this. Copy this. I'm going to stick this in an HTML viewer, and that's the HTML output. And you guys know how the variables, right? The merge field, right? So even I told the GPT to spit out the variable, right? I told it to make 3 bullet points and to provide a little bit of variety, maybe highlight one of them. These are all in the instructions of the GPT. I pulled the thumbnail from when I gave it the YouTube thumbnail URL, did it like that. So I could copy and paste this into OverPower, the software, and have my email ready to go. What do you think about that?
Oh, that's awesome. Saves a lot of time, that's for sure.
A lot of time. So hopefully you're seeing, here's this action. Those were some text-based ones. This one actually starts to use, you guys saw the action figures going around recently? Well, in fact, maybe it'd be easier just to point to this actual video. So how to make those action figures. and more importantly, a custom GPT, right? So I'm thinking most people probably wanted to at least change the prompt, right? And see, and maybe put their picture on, maybe get their own. And I'm thinking this could be a GPT. I could make these for people. That's what I did. I made a bunch of different ones. And so, for example, I don't know if I have a good example, but basically now we're going to do we're going to add an image. There's Zig Ziglar. And then a logo, I'll say no logo. We'll call it motivational speaker. And I don't think that we need to go through each one of these. I think it's sufficient to say, wow, like the possibilities are quite endless as your imagination. And to see a bunch of the other GPTs that are publicly out there, you just click on Explore GPTs here. And just like they had the AI voice public GPT, there's bunches of other ones that you can use, which is great. I don't really use too many of these personally right now. I haven't really played with a bunch of them, but let's do a very simple example. Let's go ahead and make our own GPT, okay, without being a programmer or a coder. So if you are the one that made it or created it, now you can keep these private or you can share them publicly. Most of these here are actually just private for my own uses, right? But if you did create it, you would have this Edit GPT button. And I'm going to show you kind of behind the scenes now, the instructions that this thing takes. Okay. So write an email promoting the video based on the following transcript prompt. First prompt for the URL of the video, then prompt for the transcript every time. Make sure to add a carriage return every 30 words. Just find the top 3 words to bold using the bold HTML element, etc. For the greeting, instead of generic first name, use contact.firstname. So we know it will work in the software, right? Don't use emojis, don't use these words. The output, first the HTML code, then the subject line. You can see how these are the instructions that powers this GPT, okay? Who is ready to go make their own? You guys ready? All right. I think we will do a very simple example. I think we try to do a privacy policy generator. It's about the most simple for starters one to do, okay? So I'm going to come here, explore GPTs, and click on create, okay? Now, oh no, all these instructions, what do I put here? I don't really know. What's really, really cool about this is you can literally just switch over to create here. This is very important. Is instead of knowing exactly what you want to do, just go over to create and just start talking to this thing. Essentially. Right now it's just you and the G, and you're just talking to, chatting with the GPT maker. Okay. So I'm just going to do it right now. I want to make a privacy policy GPT. Everybody with me?
Yeah.
So they're obviously going to have a name. They might have a logo. And then there's going to be some instructions. There you go. It's going to suggest privacy policy helper. Would you like to use that name? And I'll say that's fine. Okay. You can upload a profile picture for the GPT. Looks like it's automatically trying to make one. And we'll just go with that. That's fine. Now, if I was to peek in on this and go to the configure tab, look at that. It's already started to fill this out. You're an expert assistant, crafting clear, thorough, legally sound privacy policies. Blah, 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 GDPR. Let's say I'm really trying to get A2P verified, right? Maybe I would want to add a section about that. But we do know that we at least want to take in at least a few variables. But let's just see where we're at right now. Let's go. This is on the right-hand side is the preview window. Let's just go ahead and make one. Okay, so it knows that it needs some more information, right? And like, look at how it's like asking me all of this stuff. Now, I could go out and get a privacy policy off the internet and paste it in and say, this is the one I want to use, right? This is all kind of overwhelming, right? Yeah. But let's go back and say, I want you to ask me for my business name, my website, and my support email, one question at a time. That's a common prompt that I give it, just to ask me for things one at a time. This is overwhelming. And I want to just ask it one thing, give it the answer, ask me the next thing, give it the answer. I think that's a better way to kind of interface with these. Okay. So let's try it again. Try again. To help you create or refine your privacy policy, what is the name of your business? We'll say The Marketing Show. What's the website URL? marketingshow.com. What's the best support or contact email? support@themarketingshow.com. Or maybe it's legal. Let's do legal. Just give me a boilerplate. Just give me a boilerplate, most common one with what you have. There you go. Welcome to the Marketing Show. You're committed to protecting your privacy. You can visit our website. Here's our questions. Contact at legal. Right? So that is probably the fastest, most basic way to get started making your own custom GPTs. You can see how this is already starting to get fleshed out. If I refresh this, I'm thinking that it will ask me, yep, so see how it's already started to
nice.
It's already started to change its instructions as I've interacted with it. First, ask for the business name, then the website URL, finally their support email, one question at a time. And I could say, make sure you always have, maybe I forgot, maybe make sure you always have an A2P section. And also prompt me to always to ask if I need a GDPR. So over here on the left, I'm kind of talking to it, configuring it in natural language. And then over here, we can test it out. I've heard of people like, maybe what if you made a GPT for each one of your clients?
Yeah.
Given that you could give it
this would be great for like just A2P checks too.
Yeah.
Just going through each one of your clients before they go through A2P, it's like, hey, does it have everything you need? And they literally just go step by step. And it's like, all right, you need to do this, this, and this.
Spit it out. Okay, so now we've added A2P and a prompt for GDPR. Let's try it out. New one. Oop. You're starting.
And by the way, for the people that don't know about A2P, it's a new thing that, well, so 2 years old now, I guess, where you're required to have it approved so that way you can actually send text message out. Luckily, we've been pretty good at it, but lately it's been a big pain for a lot of people. That's for sure.
and it has gotten a little bit easier. I just did one the other day where I had to put a photo ID.
Oh my
and I got
goodness.
it through pretty quickly. Yeah. The biggest thing is they just don't want a bunch of text spam.
Yeah, but just
So if someone's willing to put their face on the line, they probably figure you're a low, a low risk. Okay, new one, please. Okay, business name, marketing show, and the URL, and legal at themarketingshow.com. Do you want to include a GDPR? Yes, I do, please.
nice.
So you don't have to have it all figured out when you get started. You can tweak it as you go.
The nice thing is, even if you don't know all the answers, ChatGPT will help you with the questions that you might want to ask.
That's true. So there we go. It's going to have a GDPR section. So how fast would it be then to put put the next client in here? Name, email.
Pretty quick.
And now I've got a privacy policy generator. There's my A2P messaging compliance. There's my GDPR. There's my legal at. So pretty slick.
Oh, that's great.
Now I'm going to hit create. All of this has kind of been done behind the scenes. I'm going to hit create. And now we kind of have this keep it to myself, internal. Anyone that has the link, the GPT store. So it would be public. I think for now, I'm just going to do it to myself because this isn't that great. It's not really that polished for the public consumption. But then there would be the URL. Cool. And now it goes on the left here as another one of my GPTs, and then I can kind of just use it here. So I think with that, that's the bulk of the training.
That's great.
Open it up for questions, ideas.
And the nice thing is, it's like, as long as, almost every company could use something like this, because as long as you have some type of SOP in place for your business, something that's repetition that you could do over and over again with your business, which if you're offering a service, you already have something like that. You could literally put something into building a custom GPT, ask those specific questions that you're already asking the customer or the client already, and now it's already doing the work for you, and you're spending less and less time doing that. So it's saying it saves you manpower too.
For sure.
I definitely agree.
And I think what's cool is like just the variety of use cases, from its YouTube to email transcription to generating images to privacy policy generator. It's really your imagination.
Yeah.
As a limiting factor.
Is there any question? Oh, sorry, Ms. You already had a question? Cool.
Yeah, I do. You obviously know. So I have a question. Is it a possibility that we create like different GPTs, custom GPTs, and then use another GPT to connect like all of them in order to give us an answer to a question? For example, if we have, let's say, building out a sales team, then one GPT could be the objection handling, the other one could be the expert of our information and services, the third one could be about the flow and things like that, and the final GPT would connect all those separate GPTs together to give us the complete answer.
So you're basically talking like classes in a program.
Exactly. I'm thinking more of an AI agent point of view, but within ChatGPT. So
that's beyond my level of expertise. I kind of see where you're going with that. It makes me think more of like a chat widget, like a chat bot that has those different capabilities.
But the nice thing about doing it, what Mustafa is saying, is you have it broken down into small little section where it doesn't have to do everything that you need to do in one GPT. You could actually have 3 or 4 things talk to that one part, just like in a program. I'm pretty sure you had to deal with building classes where multiple parts of the program had to talk to a specific class. So you would treat it the same exact way.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know with respect to custom GPTs how they communicate with each other, but yeah,
True.
good question.
Good question.
Okay, then apart from that, I had one more thing. Like the people, this is the thing that people usually face within their organizations is that they have core team members. For example, if there's a closer on board, who is an expert at closing and understanding the objection handling and understands the complete knowledge of the business or the industry, they can make a custom GPT that's trained with their information. So even when they're on vacation or they're not available, that custom GPT would be available for all the team members to go to and ask the questions and answers. And yeah, it won't exactly replace the guy, but it would like give that guy.
I think Mustafa's trying to replace me right now.
Uh-oh.
Just kidding.
More like trying to find my own replacement.
We did.
Yeah, Mustafa's getting a vacation.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. Let's just build one to replace me completely.
Yeah.
We talked about how GPT can, or OpenAI is really good at analyzing large chunks of text. And so that's a good idea as far as like sales calls, right? You could take a sales call and whether it went poorly or it went well, and have it analyze and provide feedback from a sales training standpoint. So
yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Anyone from the audience wants to speak up and have any questions or ideas of what they think they could actually implement for their business, if it's possible?
Well, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of getting consistency. You guys know we have a team of a dozen people calling, and they're all over the board with the way they answer or respond to, consistent questions that come in. And there is the expert, one or two people that have a way to answer questions. And the question is, how do you use that technology to get a consistent response that could help everybody that's involved? And again, it's, AI, voice AI and these GPTs and all that stuff gets a little confusing to the business owner like myself, who kind of understands it. But it's just understanding how we can become more consistent and bring our values and our tones and the way we want to communicate across the board with different types of people that are selling our product.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't done too much with, this is my brand voice, my, how to respond. I've mostly been getting caught up in, the technical side of getting it to work first.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think you were really on point of what you were saying right before this. And that could actually help out Michael and his team, because if they're able to track just an individual person's calls and it goes through the custom GPT, and they try to get that feedback for them, and it's like, all right, hey, this is what you were doing correctly, but this is something that you need to work on. And it does it for each individual person, and they literally trains them on how they should answer the call. Because I know in the system, you're able to get the transcript. Yeah. And then if you can send the transcript over to custom GPT, read through it, try to get that feedback, and then send it over to that rep and say, hey, this is what you did well. This is what you need to work on. That might be able to solve your problem to keep that consistency across the board without you being involved as well and listening to every single one of their calls. So that would be a great way.
Yeah. Now, okay. So what's the difference? Let's test you guys. What would be the difference between just going out to everyday normal chat GPT saying, hey, here's my transcript, give me your feedback, versus making a custom GPT for it?
Probably because I guess the biggest thing is ChatGPT or the custom GPT is going to be asking you questions about it, whereas ChatGPT is just going to give an overall experience of the whole thing.
Yeah, like let's say you guys really like the sales philosophy training of a certain maybe certain principles, right? Like maybe it's Grant Cardone, or maybe it's Zig Ziglar or Brian Tracy, or whoever else are the sales trainers. Like, hey, you would be able to you'd be able to tell the GPT, hey, these are the things we value, we value most. This is the training, this is the sales training philosophy that we try to employ at our organization.
Exactly.
And so then it's just more customized. But you could,
like for example, for Michael's situation, there might be a situation where he always wants them to introduce themselves right off the bat before they do anything. Also, do they tell them all the details about their services that they offer or specific things about the business? Did it give them an introduction about the business? And then they can just read the transcripts off of that. And it's like, hey, they didn't do this. They did do this. They didn't do this. And literally give them like a checklist of everything.
Yeah. So that's the difference between, it's just the customizability of the GPT, but you could just dump the transcript right into the normal chat GPT and say, hey, how could this been better?
Yeah, that would work too. But that's more for like, I guess, an overall view of not going off of what the company believes.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, I mean, it could be helpful. I mean, it might make the company better too.
Yeah.
But eventually you're going to have a system in place where you just need to follow across the board.
You kind of get to bake your SOPs into the GPT.
Exactly.
It doesn't necessarily integrate right into the software, but you can see where I could just grab that email and plop it in. I can make the privacy policy, plop it into a page, that kind of thing. So it's like a little bit of an external tool.
Not just little external tool. I mean, I'm thinking and I'm seeing it saving you or saving like Michael multiple hours of the daily routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've seen like these people within Instagram marketing, what they do is they have fed these custom GPTs with different frameworks. And based on the content that they're about to upload or something, they have the title, they just give it to the custom GPT and get the entire carousels or their entire post or the YouTube videos and everything based on those specific frameworks by these people who have succeeded in their businesses. The same thing applies for the salespeople, that we have so many sales trainers and teachers and coaches. What they do is they build different So for example, if I believe James Hurst is an amazing marketeer, I can make a custom GPT by the name of James Hurst. So whenever I want to have some discussion, I can go to that custom GPT instead of emailing the real James Hurst, hey, this is the question. So something like that can be easily be made.
I wanted to share one that I didn't quite make. This is the quote maker one. And this was a little bit different in that I was trying to get it. So I was trying to get it to generate images instead of words, right? Mm-hmm. Let me show you kind of what it came up with. So there's like a quote, right?
Oh yeah.
Or like something you could share online. I was also experimenting with, so I was experimenting with feeding it my image, and it was,
so, did you make that, or did ChatGPT or GPT make that?
I fed it an image and the quote, and I didn't like that it changed me. It like this one was from Josh Nelson, so it kind of looks like Josh Nelson.
It does.
I wanted to keep him. So I was trying to come up with this framework where, okay, so the GPT is asking me for an image. It's asking me for the quote. It's asking me for the website. And then I was trying to have it generate these little quotes. So.
Well, the good news is ChatGPT has definitely done a lot better with words now. My goodness,
yes,
dude.
Sure. Sure. But yeah, that's what the quote maker was can I, let's see here, paste a new quote. I'll say stage time is money time. Who would you like to attribute the quote to? Josh Nelson. Okay, a website URL. Let's do the marketing show. And see how I gave it the HTTPS and the www? That's not so great for a quote. So in the instructions, I said, hey, pull out that stuff and just give me the nice looking one, themarketingshow.com, right?
So, I mean, Michael, this might be great for your the graphics that you do for clients for ads and everything.
Yeah.
You just literally just have Chat GPT make the whole thing now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. How would you like me to suggest? No. So, yeah. So this is a work in progress. This is something that I was trying to get working. It's not quite there because I want it to. So usually I would like upload like a reference image, right? Like we did before with Zig Ziglar. So then it would really have all of the raw materials that it needs to generate that quote. So yeah, for whether it's text based or image based, I mean, I think we're just scratching the surface of where this is all going.
Yes, definitely.
I will say there was an older model image generator, and so if it struggles here, I could have it just output the text of the prompt and then go use that somewhere else. I did cover that in my video, but we'll see what this comes up with. It's pretty remarkable how much less I'm going to Google for my searching.
Yeah.
The answers are just that much more customized.
Not as biased either.
Yeah. See, well, look at that.
It's pretty good.
Not bad.
I don't know
huh?
if that. So, did you purposely not make it Josh Nelson?
Right. No,
Okay,
I
cool.
reference image. I use Zig Ziglar just because I have it here on my because I have it here on my
That's
thing.
cool though.
Yeah. All right. You guys got a nice deep dive on GPTs. Hopefully, triggered a couple different ideas and gave you enough confidence to go and start making your own. Right.
Yes, definitely. And by the way, if you didn't know this, all the Chat GPT does have a free version. You're more than welcome. If you haven't messed with it, feel free to try it out. But if you do want to start making custom GPT, the Plus plan is only $20 a month, which is like pennies on the dollars for most of the things that we spend on for businesses. So
Right.
if he just looks like he just saved you hours and hours of time that maybe someone else in your office is doing.
Yeah.
So that's a great example right there. James, thank you so much for your time on this. Before I end this meeting, does anyone else have any other questions before I end it? Mustafa.
All right, so I have one final question, and this would be a little bit difficult. So you mentioned like snapshots, you work on snapshots with the marketing show. Can we create a custom GPT to spit, I don't have a better word, but spit out a snapshot that covers every aspect of the snapshot? So the pipelines, the automations, the custom fields, the custom values, stats, and everything when we just enter an industry. So for example, if you're typing in plumbers, we just type in plumbers, boom,
Yeah.
here's just, it can.
The problem is, this is interesting because I have thought a lot of times with technology, you can save something as an XML file, like you can export it or import it. And so the software doesn't have that kind of XML capabilities. I think it's just two different systems, right? That's proprietary, really.
Yeah.
And so I don't see that happening right away. No.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe down the road for sure, but I don't think it's right there yet. Now, it might help you tell you what custom values you might need, what automation you might need, build out the snippets that you might need as well. But for the most part, I don't think it will build out the whole snapshot this moment. But I definitely could see in the future. Great question, though. Well, with that being said, if anyone wants to catch up and learn more about what you do and everything, would you like to give a shout out and all that, James?
Just to where they can find me?
Yeah, where they can find you and all that.
Yeah, so I've mentioned, the YouTube channel, The Marketing Show, a couple of different times. I think that's a great, if you haven't subscribed there, you're welcome to. And then on Facebook, I'm pretty active on Facebook. And so you can find me there at facebook.com/OJ Hurst. So I'll put that in the chat as well.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
Well, thank you again, James, for your time, and I really do appreciate it. And I hopefully everyone here will at least go in and try it out and see what they could do to not only help for their business, but maybe personally as well.
Yep.
But thank you so much again, and I'll talk to everyone soon.
See you guys.
All right,
Thank you, James.
guys.
Bye, guys.